Welcome to the Daily HiFi Podcast. We do this every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. My name is Chana. With me, as always, we've got Mr. Joe and Tell.
What's up?
What's up, Joe?
What's going on, man? What kind of tea are you drinking? You said that you had a...
I got a tea. So I am from the island of Sri Lanka, right?
Sri, like that.
Yeah, well, some people say Sri Lanka, right? So
that sounded cool. That sounded cool.
I don't know if that sounded cool, but whatever. I'm from Sri Lanka.
Okay.
You okay?
I'm good. I was taking a sip, and then your comment kind of caught me off guard. So anyway,
I'm from Sri Lanka, where like some of the best tea in the world is actually made there, because the British came over there and they like screwed us over for like 400 years, but they planted tea. What do you call it? Brian Tong's YouTube got hacked.
Oh no, not the Tongster. That's crazy.
I have the master reset link.
That's rough.
If you want it. Sorry. Doing mode right now.
That's you went through that, right? You have it saved. Remember we said have that thing saved just in case. There you go.
So the tea from Sri Lanka. So the British come and they're like, oh hey, burr, and imperialism, all that stuff. So they changed the name from Sri Lanka to Ceylon, Ceylon. So I am drinking a Ceylon tea from the something tea place across the street.
What's a tea place? That looks like some McDonald's tea. I thought you were gonna tell me the whole story and be like, so I got some McDonald's tea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if McDonald's has tea. I don't think so, right? Anyway,
what do you call it? What's it? So I'm just having it reminds me of the tea that I had in Sri Lanka when I was there earlier this year. So I was like, it's also the lowest. As you can see, there's no milk or anything in here. So it's like the lowest calorie thing.
Oh, okay. Well, you look like you're getting a little slimmer, so that's good.
Oh yeah, dude. Getting slimmer, getting stronger, hitting the gym, walking 3 miles every day. And that's only to kind of support the fact that I'm walking 10 miles every time I DJ. And I've been out of town for like what seems to be like 8 or 9 weekends in a row. And it's still, I got 2 more to go. And it's funny because what was it? What was it? Somebody posted some silliness about me doing calibrations over the phone. Like, have you not seen my Instagram story as of late? Like, I barely have time to sleep. Calibrate Calibrate a home theater over the phone. Oh, I've heard some wail of the tail. I've heard some whoppers before.
You just locked it up. So I was actually going to mention that about, I think these are YouTube people. I know who they are, obviously, but they're like YouTube reviewers in the audio space, and they're on public Facebook groups bad mouthing our toolkit, bad mouthing you, mouthing Magic Beans on these public Facebook groups, which I don't know if it's their Facebook page or what, but to me that's very unprofessional to do something like that. Because
especially if like one of them called you crying and asked you for help. How do I make videos?
I'm just saying the thing is, here's the thing about it, right? Not to make a big deal out of it, but we probably have to see each other in person at some point. Yeah. We're gonna go to an event. I'm gonna see this person, and we're gonna have to see how that goes, right? I'm okay with uncomfortable situations. I'm just that's fine, but I don't prefer them, right? If I can avoid them, I would like to avoid them, but what are you gonna do? When I had a retail business and multiple businesses, it's kind of a well-known thing. When you run a business, you're not supposed to badmouth competitors, right? It's just not a cool thing to do. Talk up your whatever you have to offer, right? But when you have to I don't know, even downplay, when you have to badmouth the competitor, that means that you probably don't have anything going on, right? You have nothing of yours to sell, because
right.
That's
or
all.
Nothing good to add, right?
Yeah. And a lot of times these guys, they haven't tried the product, so they can't really speak on it. It just makes them look very unprofessional. Yeah. See, Tim said at Circuit City, we both worked at Circuit City at a certain point. No bad mouthing the competition, right? Just talk yourself up, but you don't have to talk somebody down. I mean, that's an old rule.
Right. So, you don't have to put somebody down to make yourself shine. And I don't really get upset when I hear people talking bad about me. It's almost like they have to talk bad about me. You know why? Because when they talk about themselves, nobody listens.
Yeah. Well,
right.
What's upsetting to me is not so much that they say something bad, but a lot of times, Angela says she gets upset for both of us when we show her. It's not so much that, but when you see them in person, they try to act all friendly.
Oh, yeah.
What's up with that? Like, I would prefer that you just keep the same energy. Like, hey, I just don't like you, man. That's it. Blah, blah, blah. And that's it. But a lot of times they'll act all nice when you come around. So, yeah, I just can't respect that. Anyway, that's not new. This is all stuff that's
right.
Not new
right.
to
I
us.
mean, maybe we need fact checkers. But here, you want to fact check something? Here's something that's fact checkable. Boom! I am Sri Lankan. You see, there's this article about me being Sri Lankan. Sri Lankan innovator amplifies audio experiences, pioneering home theater education and Dolby Atmos. Look at that handsome devil. Woo!
And he also reads minds. You see that?
Yes. I'm now reading the minds of all the haters. This is not real. This is
oh, funny.
So hold on, I'm also in the news somewhere else. Let's see. Hold on. Where is it called? The Trap. Run the Trap. Runthetrap.com just posted. There's an article about me on runthetrap.com. Let's see. Boom. A lot of cool stuff happening here because I don't need to talk smack about anybody because I don't have any time. So wait, hey, here it is. Technodad transforms music production with cutting edge Dolby Atmos mixing. And there's Chana De Silva, known as Technodad, yada yada. Anyway, this is about me going into my business for who the hell? This is the consulting business that I just started in a little while back, and essentially, it's got my Dolby Atmos mixing services. This is the new website, and I do some videography, and it's kind of like a thing, woo, with some nice AI generated photos. But yeah, when you got a whole lot of stuff going on, it's hard to notice people, this is another business, another website. It's another and a sister and a brother. Oh my gosh. I don't have time. I don't have time for all these crazy things and monitoring Facebook groups. But anyway, your boy's in the news.
Yeah.
People writing articles about me. It's fantastic. I love it. See, these are the good kinds of articles about me, posts about me. Yesterday, I had a little visitor, so we're going to nicely segue to this K-Array. Have you heard of K-Array, Joe?
I don't know what K-Array is.
What's happening in the office? I got Keith from K-Array in the house, about to give me a demo on their gear. We got a 12-inch. We got an 18-inch sub. I don't know how it fits under that tiny table. And another 12-inch sub. And we got some line arrays. varying types and sizes of line arrays. Even look at the little baby array.
Look at that guy.
Little baby one. It's gonna be good. Hell yeah.
Oh.
So this is what I was. So the dude brought all this stuff over, and we set it up downstairs and did like a demo for like a couple hours. I got to plug in my DJ equipment, and we checked out those little 1-inch. It was like 1/2-inch drivers. The thing was so tiny, dude. It was like the size of this headphone case almost.
What do you use those for? How does that?
They're for like super small spaces and architectural design stuff. So like, there's one with 4 of those, so it's like smaller than this remote control for the Roku, right? And they pair it with like a dual 6-inch sub, and my goodness, dude, those things play loud as shit. Holy crap! I was upstairs grabbing my DJ equipment. I was coming downstairs. I'm like, those aren't those little ones, are they? The amount of sound I was pretty blown away. K-Array is the name, and then we just kept going up. And then once we got to the single 12, I was like, both of them were on. He's like, no, this is just one. I was like, damn. Then once we moved progressively got bigger, and for the DJ equipment, I was playing on the 18, and their line array was 8 4-inch drivers. So that thing was huge, right? And it was so loud, dude. It was so loud, and it was pretty cool. Very expensive stuff, but I'll have a video about it. But that's what I was doing yesterday.
Very cool. You said that was at your place?
This was at the office, yeah.
Okay.
Dude's in like Burbank or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of local people too. I was talking to a dude from Trinnov. Oh, you know what? So if here's an update, you guys. I've been talking to all these people at these fancy. How am I doing tonight? I'm doing fantastic, bro. I'm doing fantastic. I need some more subwoofers, apparently. So the Trinnov guy was like, "How many subwoofers do you have?" And I was like, 1. He's like, "Can you get 3 more?" I was like, maybe. And he's like, "Yeah, if we want you to do this comparison with the processors. We want you to have waveforming, and so the minimum for waveforming is 2 subwoofers up front, 2 in the back." So, yeah,
very cool. Look forward to that. I saw you just did a video about Trinnov, right?
Oh, speak of the devil.
Yeah, you did a video about the Trinnov, and I'm curious. So a few things I want to know. Just tell me straight. Just tell me straight up. Like we're talking, no camera, right? No podcast. And I'm like, bro. So like, honestly, what do you think about the waveforming? Like, how was it?
I mean, I don't know. Is it doing what it's supposed to be doing? I don't know. It sounded cool in there. That's all I really know. So the best way I could describe it was that
did it sound crazy, like you've never heard that type of bass before, or like
yes, in the Lucy clip, because I've watched Lucy plenty of times, and I used to watch it all the time for the TV reviews at that specific scene at the end when she's in the black dress and you got this white background. So I'm always watching that scene when I'm reviewing TVs. And dude, the bass, I've never heard bass like that before. I've never heard that scene have that much bass when she's like, have you watched the movie yet?
Yeah, dude. I haven't watched the whole movie, just the scene that you talk about.
Okay, so when she's doing the thing where she's and like the slowing down of that has a ton of bass. Holy crap. I think in the video it might have clipped the I think the volume might have clipped in the explosion part because it sounded on the binaural mics because it sounded kind of weird.
You got to do on the DJI.
Say again?
For loud stuff, you got to do like -6 when you plug in binaural.
Yeah, well, I didn't know how it was gonna go, and I wanted to try and get. So the reason I did all these binaural recordings, I still have a few more. I can tell you which rooms right now, like they're all ready to like go. I have new thumbnails.
Hold on a second. They have all waveforming. You got to hear it, right? Not everybody gets to go and hear waveforming.
Sure.
They had I think 8 subs in the front, 6 in the back. Like
6 in the back, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous amount of subs, right? And this is what you do. You've heard normal subs. You've heard lots of rooms. Real assessment, right?
I think the whole point of that is, I think the point of it is you're going to have exactly the same experience in every chair. I was only in the one chair. I was like in the middle, off to the right a little bit. And from where I was, it sounded great.
So somebody made a good point in the comments of your video. They said they should have just done a sweep of the bass, like ooh, to show that there's no dips in the response. And then
have people move around.
Move around and then see like, oh, it's consistent the whole way.
And that's like some of the issues, I suppose, with these kinds of demos, right? Because they only have a certain amount of time and they want to get through all the people. Like they have their video on how the room was made and all that kind of stuff and all the speakers and subs and stuff. So it's just kind of one of those things where it's just like they want to get through all of that.
Right.
Excuse me.
Well,
and then highlight some stuff.
How do you know what's good or what's bad, right? What reference do you have to say like, oh, that's the best bass I've ever heard compared to what? Is there a bass track?
There is another so I have another Focal and Sony demo. I have the JVC and Gramani Systems demo. God, should I do one for the Sony projectors? I don't know. And then there's the Storm Audio demo. Now, Matt Trinkling from Storm Audio saw me like at the very last day. He's like, hey, I know that guy. That's that Techno Dad guy. I was like, what? I turn around. I'm like, what's going on? I was like, oh. He said, hey, you got to go see our room. I'm like, which one is it? He's like, it's the big one. It's called the Widowmaker. I was like, oh, okay. So I guess it was like Ascendo has like new subs and new speakers all up in there. And they did that same music track in the Trinnov one. And they're using Dirac Art. And I got that demo twice. So from what I can remember of that song, they sounded almost identical. Right. And here we are again with the same situation where can we get the same? I wish I could have. Is that Lucy one? Is Lucy part in there? Let me see. I'm gonna check it out.
Well, so here's the thing, right? That's a very expensive room. They were using all flagship per listen speakers, Trinnov, they went all out, right? And so your reaction to me doesn't seem like it's either you're just so used to hearing good sound that you're like, yeah, it sounded good. Or is it, I guess I would expect you to be like, oh my God, oh my God, like, it's drooling over this whole thing.
I think that's the problem. I don't think it would ever be like that. Yeah.
You think people are just too excitable? Some other people that I see, they just look like they're just drooling over this thing,
Oh my God, these new speakers! Look at all this look at the curvature. I mean, like, I have RBH speakers here. Woo! Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're gonna look pretty awesome. Are they gonna?
You didn't have the full mouth open reaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
is that just because that's not how you typically react to things, or I'm just trying to figure it out, right?
I only react. You've seen me react to things. Like everybody loves my reactions, and even the guy from Per Listen, the like CEO guy, he's like, "Okay, so what do you think?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, sounded good. Like there wasn't anything wrong with it." And then I ended up just enjoying the movie.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I have to hear them for myself.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I spent more time with it and tested it out, I might be drooling over just the nerdy part of it, like how it's done, that they can do this particular thing. But most people might not even notice. You have a bunch of people in your movie theater. They're just impressed that you have a movie theater to begin with, And so the fact that, some seats have base and, it's not even, I don't think anybody would notice except for the owner. Right. But I'm, if you want the best of the best and they're able to provide that, I think that's what you're getting,
I was talking to the guy from K-Array yesterday, and he knows all these people, right?
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, Trinnov is just, it's what people want, on those high-end systems. They want the customer service, they want that specialized support, they want to make sure that they have every option available, and that's why they cost so much. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Well, allow for a custom target curve import like every other AVR. They don't allow that.
They'll get there. But in the meantime, we need to stop the FOMO.
What's up?
What up, my guy? We've been talking about CES a little bit in our Twitter chat with the other TV folks. So
while he's in here, while FOMO's in here, can you just quickly talk about some video stuff with that video that you released? You were checking out, they had the barcode projector there that they said it was a ridiculous amount of lumens. What does that look like in person? Like, what was your experience like?
Right as fuck. Holy shit. Soon as they turned it on, like the kaleidoscope screen came on there, and it was blindingly bright. And it's a big ass room. There was at least 20 seats. 16, 20, something like that. That was bright. And then the next one that's coming up is the Storm Audio one with the Christie projector. That was also the Christie Griffin 4K 35 RGB projector. I just pulled up the video.
These are the ones you're talking about, like 32,000 lumen or something ridiculous, right? I mean, a good projector for a home system, like I'm happy if it has 3,000 lumens. Like, wow.
So the new JVC 900 something NZ900, I don't know. The new one has 3,300 lumens.
3,300 lumens. But you're talking about these projectors that have like 33,000.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know exactly what they are. But.
So that just sounds like a big increase. I know that light works exponentially, but how are the black levels on that thing? That's what I was curious about. Because I know you're not a projector guy, right? But after seeing that, that's like the top of the line stuff, right? Is that something you think?
Honestly, after all the projectors I saw, I like the JVC one.
Really?
As far as black levels are concerned. And here's the thing. In these bigger rooms, they're processing all the video with the Mad VR, with the Lumagen, all this stuff. But you go to the JVC demo, they're proud to say and I have that video ready to go. I don't know which one I'm gonna release tomorrow.
Yeah.
And she's like, we're proud to say, she was very proud about the fact that she could say we have no video processing on our projector. Right. So because that's another, how much is a Mad VR? How much is a Lumagen? These aren't cheap items that they're adding on. Of course, the whole point of CEDIA is to show the creme de la creme for the custom integrators that have these clients that are, they don't shake they don't, worry about dropping $300,000 on a home theater. They don't. That's who CEDIA is for. CEDIA is for these kind of people. CEDIA is for businesses that have a 100-foot space and they're just in their office and they want audio. And so they go crazy with these things because it costs a lot of money and it's a big expense that they can write off. So fuck it, right? That's what CEDIA is, right? And some of that stuff will trickle down for prosumers, right? Like consumers that can spend 20,000, 10,000, or whatever the heck the JVC costs, right? But
so you didn't see you didn't think the black levels on that Barco or on the other one were ridiculous? Like when the lights were off, it didn't.
The room was nice. These rooms are nice and dark. That room itself was like $300,000 or $400,000. No, or was it the projector? The projector was $300,000 or $200,000.
So was it equivalent to some of the best TVs that you've seen or not? Still, I'm trying to gauge, right? I didn't see it. I haven't seen it in person, so
it's hard to say. It's hard to say, really.
Like if I've seen the best TV, expand it out to whatever size that projector was. Does it even get? Is it like close to that?
Yeah, not really. Like I've seen like a 98-inch LG 8K OLED playing 8K native content. That shit, like at night, like it was like a drone flying through like New York City at night. Like fuck, that shit looks great. And there's just so much detail. You see all the people walking on the ground and the black levels. Like I record. It's hard to tell over a YouTube video, but I did record the JVC, the new one, and it looked pretty dope, man. It looked pretty it looked great. The black level was fantastic, and what do you call it? The colors, the colors pop a little bit more when the black levels are good. Like you have that contrast, and I think that's maybe what JVC just has going for them. They're just gonna ride that till the fucking cows come home, right? Like you get that Christie one was also really nice, and that thing was probably fucking expensive too.
Yeah.
But I think the black levels are still what JVC does, and does well.
Wow. It's amazing. Well, very, very cool. I'm just kind of curious. Maybe I guess I have to just go next time, right?
Yeah.
Get the
experience. You got to go and you got to check out all these different rooms. And they had, dude, there's a lot. There's so much. And then Klipsch had something off campus. Ugh. And it's a pain to go off campus. Luckily I spent the extra money to stay at the Le Meridian. Because literally we had 10 minutes to get to our appointment at TCL, and we got there right on time. So that's walking to the thing, getting in, You should go
next time.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're showing something, then we can't see shit, because that's the problem. If you're showing something.
Should we exhibit there next time?
I mean, I thought that was the plan.
I mean, you were there, so you can see if you thought it would be worth it for us to show something there.
I mean, here's the other thing. It's a closed show, so it's not like we'd see a bunch of viewers. It'd be a bunch of industry people. So, if we want to sell a bunch of toolkits to the industry people, sure. But if we were doing what we're planning on doing, it could be great. The only problem is we can't leave. Can't leave our booth.
I don't know. Maybe we can hire some people. Just teach them exactly what to say and then just leave.
Yeah. We'll see. It'll be good if they're cute too, because I had the TCL was like, and we were out late the night before, and she's like, Chana, you're gonna be good for the 10 a.m. meeting? I was like, or your 10 a.m. appointment? I'm like, oh, for the interview? Yeah, it should be fine. Why? She's like, well, the cheerleaders show up. So the Bronco NFL cheerleaders were there at TCL. So I'm like, oh, can I put them in my video? She's like, yeah, go for it. So you should have seen it, dude. I was just sitting there talking, and I looked to my left, and there were this group of 5 dudes over there at TCL, and one of them saw a cheerleader. He was like, oh, girl. There's a girl. There's a girl. They exist.
Yeah, they got more hyped up about that than the Trinnov stuff, huh?
Oh my god. Yeah.
We got a super chatter here. Thank you, Saul
Rosenberg.
Saul, thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, can I use magic beans or spatial after REW calibration? Yamaha Avantage RX A6A.
I made a video about the A8A and how to import the magic bean stuff. If you've already done I would do magic beans instead of REW, honestly.
Yeah, I don't understand what that means to do REW calibration first. Like,
maybe
what
he
do you mean by
manually
that?
calibrated it with REW. That's what I'm getting.
You can only enter in the EQ settings one time, right? So you can't cascade them. You can't put a
There's
REW
there's no
calibration
like
and then you can
preset.
put another one on top.
There's no
It's
preset.
one or the other.
Yeah, no presets
Right?
either. So
Yeah, so
no.
unless you mean REW calibration just for the subs, in which case I usually recommend using a mini DSP. You know, if you have multiple subs, use REW, kind of use that to handle the subs. But Magic Beans will handle pretty much all the other speakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that answers the question.
I made the video about the Yamaha A8A using Magic Beans. So watch that video and you'll see exactly like what you need to do to import everything using the app and how to get the app on your computer or tablet, because that's going to save you a ton of time. And thank you for the super chat.
Yes. What else? What else we got here? Did you see that video I did of the speakers that Aaron hates?
Yes.
The PreSonus. So, oh man, so it was fun. I just did a quick turnaround. I got the speakers. I made the video that night just because I was excited to do it, and they ended up sounding pretty good. But you know, they're cheap speakers, so like they bottom out super fast.
Quick, yeah.
Yeah, so like, you know, they sound tonally correct, but once that bass hits, it can't handle it at all. Right? So it only sounded impressive. I would say impressive to the point where like if somebody showed me their desktop setup and that's how it sounded, I would be impressed if they were using the same subwoofer setup that I had. Because they had subs and then I was just crossing those over at 80 hertz. And then it sounded good because you could actually play it pretty loud. But before that, those speakers are not very good. And so just like it's worth it to just spend a little bit more on better speakers, you know, and then maybe EQ those better speakers, you know, because there's a limitation. You're gonna want a certain amount of output. So you buy $100 speakers, now you have to buy like a $300 or $400 sub. Like that doesn't make sense. Did you want to buy that sub, or did you want to just have desktop speakers by themselves? In which case you could have spent $200, $250, $300, and had much better sound out of the box. So anyway, that was a fun experiment. Some people are asking me to do some of the other speakers that Aaron hated, specifically the Behringer. Let me see if I can show it. These Behringer PA speakers that some people use for
those things.
Yeah. So he said, nope.
Oh, look at that.
That looks pretty terrible, right?
Yeah.
But again, kind of similar to the other one, the directivity doesn't look horrible. Like,
yeah,
that looks well controlled. I don't know why they would allow this to happen. Why would they let their speaker sound like that and not use the DSP? So anyway, that's I might do something like that. Ohm's Audio says those things have awful resonances, which I think I see in the impedance graph. Yeah, I do. 1, 2, 3, like it's like a giant milk carton, huh? So that's an issue. Let me just see where these are. 2, yeah. I just want to see how they reflect here. Yeah. Resonance, you can kind of fix a little bit with EQ by just dropping the frequency at those locations, but that's not optimal. You know, it's better to have a speaker without those resonances. So anyway, what else we got? We have, should we talk about the Arendal 1528, even though we don't have them in for review? We're not, we don't have any photos of it. We don't have any videos. They didn't send them to me. Should we talk about it, or are people going to get mad that we're talking about some speakers that we know really nothing about because we don't have experience with it?
I mean, I can look at the curvature and comment on that.
Oh, the curvature.
The curvature.
Bring it up very quickly, and the warning
you have
is.
it, or should I get it?
Why don't you bust it out? Let's see.
1528.
Yeah.
Arendal, a city in Norway. Arendal, where the elves live. All right.
All right. So they're teasing these for the longest time. So there they are. Okay. So what are some initial impressions just based on pictures? And I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say in the chat. Just looking at these, what do you guys think? I mean, this curved cabinet, I'm starting to see. I saw it on the new SVS stuff. Yeah. Except one of our guys, Fred, said he likes the look of these because it's not curved in the back. He doesn't like the back curved. Is that right, Fred? You don't like the back?
He doesn't like the curve in the back? Come on, Fred.
Straight in the back. That's what how he likes it. He says he wants it straight in the back, and
he likes a flat booty, huh? Is that I don't know.
He says he wants a long back with a crack. Yeah, so they're curved. They have this thing that reminds me of Perlisten. How can you not think that looks like a Perlisten, like that thing that they do with a tweeter? How the grill
kind of comes into it. Get a tweeter shot. Get a tweeter shot. Let's go. Yeah.
Damn, that center's gonna be huge. The center's gonna be huge. Remember how we were saying the center on the 1723 is huge? Look at that center 8. The center plus. Center plus. Look at the center plus.
Oh my God. These are 8?
Yes. That's a tower on its side.
It has to be.
It's
got curvature too. It's got curvature.
Dang. Those are crazy.
53-inch center channel. And like almost a foot tall.
Okay, so let me address something real quick. So the 1528 Tower 8. When I reviewed, you were here. We did the review of those towers together, the 1723 tower, and I was saying that I wasn't overly impressed with the bass output considering the size of the speaker. Right? I'm not saying that the bass was bad, but I just expected a little bit more, right? And it turns out that they are capable of producing more bass. We adjusted some settings and we were able to start shaking the garage door. Right, so they have the capability. They just chose not to. I believe on these they chose bass extension. They went for bass extension, I think probably, and output
on these.
Yeah. So let's see on the specs. Does it say what the specs are on these? So I went onto the Arendal Facebook forum, which I shouldn't have done because there's people. You know how they do. They were really upset that I said that the towers didn't have a ton of bass.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happened.
They just want. So to the folks who own these speakers that were disappointed that I said they don't have a lot of bass, let me just say something to those folks. And it's just that okay, so here it is. I got an email from the representative at Arendal, and they said, after watching your video again, I understand what you're saying with it not having impressive bass because we didn't tune it to have extreme bass extension. We sacrificed bass extension for them to be able to play louder without distortion. So I'm like,
and then they have a sub. They're gonna run it with a sub. It's just yeah.
So I was like, if the representatives at Arendal are agreeing with what I said in my video, what are you guys out there talking about? Not you guys, not the people watching here, but the people complaining in the Facebook group. Post this, right, and say, what are you talking about? They said specifically that it's tuned that way, the way I described it, not to have a ton of bass extension. So there are people saying, oh, it's because you plugged this, this many ports, blah, blah, blah. I tried every different combination. So I don't know what these guys are talking about. I tried all the different combinations, and I measured all the different combinations, and I moved them into different areas of the room, right? And to be clear, I didn't say that they had bad bass. I said I expected more bass considering the size and the weight. So anyway, back to this. What is this? What are the specs?
Right, so here's what it says. There are no specs on here.
No specs?
I don't think so.
What?
Recommended amplifier up to 1,000 watts.
Too bad Aaron doesn't have on this. What's up?
Here, let's read about this Twitter here. At the heart of every speaker in the 1528 series is a sophisticated three-way design featuring a custom premium 28 millimeter lithium magnesium tweeter. Lithium magnesium, interesting. Offering unparalleled detail and dynamics, housed within a controlled directivity waveguide. Waveguide is always good.
Mm-hmm.
It ensures that high frequencies are stunningly clear and detailed and precisely directed for optimal sound dispersion across your listening space. The result is an expansive soundstage that immerses you fully in your favorite music and soundtracks. Wow.
All right. So what is the price of these towers?
10 G's.
10 G's for a pair.
Essentially.
Okay, so if you scroll down, it says sound and frequency. So it does show the frequency response. Yeah. If you click on the tower. Here, I can show it. Here.
You do it.
All right. So there it is. And it says here frequency response.
Oh, I didn't see that part. Where the hell was that? Oh.
From 42 hertz to 20 kilohertz plus or minus 2 dB. The standard typically, if you're looking at a clipple measurement, is the F3. Right? So you say 39 hertz F3. 26 hertz F6, so minus 6 dB, 26 hertz. And then minus 10 dB at 21 hertz. That's not... If I showed you a subwoofer with these specs, you'd not be impressed. So obviously, if you wanted a full range 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz system, you're still going to want to get a sub. Now, maybe these are anechoic measurements, so maybe in room, maybe that'll bump it up to the point where you'll be able to hear it. I typically doubt it. If you have a speaker that's down to 20 hertz anechoic, then it's just like, forget the sub. At that point, you can probably run those full range, no problem. So,
my gosh.
Oh,
does that go back to that crossover frequency? What does that say?
420 hertz.
Oh yeah, isn't that what are they saying? You gotta eat some gummies before you listen.
420, yeah. And then 2800 for the theater. I hear you.
That's pretty high. 2800 is pretty high.
So so I guess what I'm focused on right now is this bass response, because they were saying that these are designed to play lower. I don't know. Maybe my expectations are too high. Maybe I'm expecting a full range tower speaker, and I wouldn't consider these full range. I mean, F3 is 39 hertz.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna hear audible bass down to 21 hertz, right? You're gonna definitely hear it, but it's not gonna be the same as a subwoofer that can play down to 16 hertz or 20 hertz. It won't be the same. So I don't know. That's with just I'm looking at their specs, all right? So don't get mad at me. I'm looking at the specs, analyzing it with you guys. Let me see something here. Callie.
You can get mad at me for not finding the specs. That's fair.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just trying to see who else provides specs. Minus 10 dB. I mean, 21 hertz is still That's still pretty decent.
Did you see the frequency response that they put on there?
Yeah. Can you bring it up? I'm looking at something.
I got it now. I found the thing. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
True response in an anechoic chamber. Okay. Yeah. This is an easy one to review, Joe.
What's that?
This is an easy speaker to review.
Typically, you will see an elevated response in the bass response below 40 hertz in room due to room gain, which can add around 6 dB per octave, under 40 hertz, depending on the size of your room. So 6 dB per, okay. And that's true. That's true. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you guys consider this a full range speaker, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, or would you say that you still need a sub? I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about that.
You're still gonna want a sub. You don't necessarily need it, but you're gonna want it.
You'll probably run a sub with these, unless the question is, if somebody wants these for 2-channel and they don't want to run subs, is this fine? Is this all they need?
Well, honestly, compared to some of the other hi-fi speakers that are like 3 or 4 times the price of this probably measures way better than those things.
Yeah, it'll smoke those out.
I think so. But yeah, this might be enough bass. I mean, if we're talking about 2-channel, that stuff lives right here, Joe. Like 50, 60, like a kick drum lives around here, right? So they're probably not going to notice a difference, right? We're not going to get, where's 30 hertz? 30 hertz is here, right? This is where if they're 2-channel, their music cuts off here, right? So here's 40, here's 50, here's 60. Like, this is the range right here that they're going to, like, I don't think they're going to miss a whole lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it depends on how far they have them away from the wall. They can get a little bit more bass by putting it closer to the wall. I don't know.
Yeah, right? I'm sure that most people would probably be satisfied, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does this say? Get your back brace, 174 pounds each.
Dang. Oh. What else? What else would be in that price range? Do you guys have any recommendations for other speakers in this price range? Because typically Arendal is, well, I'd assume per listen is more expensive, right?
10G a pair?
So Derek says the in-room response equals full range. Okay, I can get with that. I can get with that. I'm just trying to think. What else?
Products.
Okay, well, Kef Blade 2 Meta is way more expensive. That's not even a fair comparison, right?
Yeah. That's what, 35,000?
I'm just trying to look. What is their frequency response? 30 hertz, and then it drops off like crazy. Okay.
I understand.
All right. I guess, yeah, they look pretty decent. Didn't you guys see my previous comment? What did he say?
Oh, the per listens are double the price.
Double.
They're 22,000. I guess, you know, there's the Focal Canta number 2. That's 10,000 a pair, I think. Yeah, a little over. That's 11,000 a pair. I think these would smoke the Cantas, even with their beryllium tweeter and the sexy white that I'm looking at.
What are those?
Is there a YouTube video best speakers for $10,000? There's got to be one.
I'm trying to look at Spinorama to see if there's anything here. The Key Audio 3 minus 3 dB point is 29 hertz. What is this one again? But I believe that these have
42.
I believe that these are using DSP to achieve that.
Are you talking about the F3 is 39?
The F3 is 39. Okay, so Key Audio 3. So here's the Key Audio 3, just for comparison. I don't know what the price is on these, but here's the Key Audio 3. So minus 3 dB is 29.3 at minus 3 dB, and then 22 at minus 6. So trying to see what else is comparable. What is the price on the Key Audio? Key Audio 3. Key Audio 3. 15 G's. That's a lot more.
15 G's each?
I don't think so.
Or 15 G's for the pair?
I'm trying to find where you can, like, trying to find the price.
What else? Kef reference. They got to have a pair for 10 G's. Right?
Hold on a second. I don't know the price of the Key Audio. Dutch and Dutch HC. Let's see. Dutch and Dutch.
Oh, those are expensive.
You've heard those.
Yeah.
8Cs are price. 15 G's.
How about the Kef R11 Meta? Is that on the Spinorama?
Yeah, let's see.
These are $32.50. So that's 7,000.
R11 Meta. Okay.
Yeah.
So theirs looks like theirs doesn't have as much bass output.
Okay.
Typically Kef stuff doesn't. They have that weird setup where they expect you to put up against the wall. So yeah, I think it's definitely respectable. You know, I'm just critical because it's 10 G's. They're big, heavy speakers. You know, so I think that's fair to be critical and try to find what else you can get in that price range. I want to just see these Dutch and Dutch HCs. Dutch and Dutch HC.
Hey, Paul, the guy that you're talking about in this comment, man, I saw him at CEDIA briefly. I just saw him. And this guy thought he's some sort of rock star, man. Purple suit with these wild ass shoes. I was just like, is that? Oh my God, I know who that is. Oh man, total poser. Holy shit. Thinks he's a rock star.
The Dutch and Dutch 8C. Oof. Check out these 8Cs. But they're using DSP, right? So this is using DSP. Look at that bass extension. Damn. That's full range to me. I think I'm saying that these are full range. Just trying to see what else. Anything else? What are they saying?
What's the price on those guys?
I think 15 G's.
Yeah, 15, right? The 8C Studio.
Maybe 5 G's each.
I've heard the per pair $12.95 or $12,950 for the studio version. 8C Studio, 8C. I didn't know there was an 8C Studio and an 8C HiFi. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Sort by F3.
Okay, so the HiFi ones are 15,000. The studio ones are 12,000, 13,000. So roughly the same. $2,000 difference.
Okay. Yeah, Dutch and Dutch 8C. How about the Buchart Audio A500?
Buchart.
So that's also using DSP. Damn. Look at these Buchart. Look at this. Chrome tab. Where are you? That's what DSP can do. If anybody's wondering.
Woo! Look at that like sharp drop off, but like damn, that's like way down there.
But that's what DSP can do. And I think I think what you might find is a lot of the subwoofers that we do use, right? So some of the SVS stuff, if you were to just review those with the driver in the box, passive, you just take out the, disconnect the amplifier and just see what the response of that subwoofer is, you'd find that it's not capable of going down to 20 hertz on its own without DSP. It really needs the use of DSP to allow it to play that low, which kind of leads me to the question, maybe these 1528s with DSP, you could just make it go down to 20 hertz if you wanted.
Probably.
It, because of the 1723s, what is the spec on the 1723s? Because I know when I EQ'd those, they sounded pretty crazy. And people were saying, oh, it's just because you're trying to sell your Magic Beans app. Like, no, just do it with REW then. You don't have to use Magic Beans, Anyway.
Oh man, can I say something without getting canceled, man? Like, fuck, dude. Sometimes people are just fucking stupid, bro. Like, you say some silly shit. Oh, you're just trying to sell this. No, dude, we're trying to figure out what the speaker can do. Like, hello, McFly.
Yeah.
Think, McFly, think. Yeah. Can't wait to see what chat thinks about that comment. Oh, God.
34 hertz. Plus or minus 3 dB.
Derek says the Paradigm Founder 120H is 9 Gs.
Paradigm.
It's always the people who haven't tried it who are so sure it doesn't work. Yep. That's right, Jeremy.
Hold up a second.
Oh, how about the MoFi 888?
Oh, yeah. That's a good comparison, actually.
Good job, Tito. I mean, if Aaron were here, where's that guy anyway?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
Doing something.
Actually, I do. It's not my business to say.
PSB nice towers are 10K a pair. Oh yeah, the Synchrony T800 are 12,000. Is this per pair? Yes.
Sound frequency.
I have all these speaker tabs open. I mean, all in all,
39.
I think it's a good looking speaker. Did you see the white? Arendal, Arendal. No. If you send me a pair of these to review, I will call it Arendal, where the elves are. And then I would want them in white or polar, as they call them, not basalt. Hell's a basalt. This white looks pretty yummy. Oh, I even have the RBHs are in white as well because I told them just send the white ones.
1, 2, 3. This is a little confusing when I'm comparing the 1723 to these 1528s. I'm still stuck on the bass response part. But I'm looking at this, all right. So this is the 1723, right? So it says with the two vents, they're saying 34 hertz plus or minus 3 dB. Right? If I go to 1528, does it go to 15? Did you see that? Oh yeah, 1528. Yeah. It says the F3, so that's plus or minus 3 dB, is 39 hertz. 39 hertz. Am I tripping? It says with two vents open, this is 34 hertz. That looks like it plays lower. And then if I look at the response, their graph is a little different on these two. I'm just trying to compare it with you guys. So when I look at the graph here of both of them, I'm gonna have to take a look at this in I'm gonna have to overlay them because they're using different graphs here. Anyway, what else? I'll do this thing in my photo editor real quick. Is there anything else? How about let's get to some super chats, or not super chats?
Comments. Yeah, all right. RZ50 is apparently getting Dirac Live with full bandwidth correction. Awesome. I think Home Theater Man's getting one. Oh, there he is. Home Theater Man. Thank you, Joe. Joe, people in the chat are saying that the Onkyo RZ50 is getting direct full bandwidth. What do they mean by that? What do they mean, Joe?
Not Dirac full bandwidth, because Dirac full bandwidth just means like when you get some of these products, they only go up to 500 hertz, and then you have to pay extra to allow it to go to 20 kilohertz, right? What they're saying is they're talking about Dirac Live bass control, where they use some kind of algorithm that basically looks at the response of various subwoofers. Like if you have multiple subwoofers, it's mostly useful if you have multiple subwoofers, and it will EQ the subs separately, align them separately, use different delays and different amount of gain for each sub, and make it so that it blends well with every single speaker. So I think the crossover might even be different for every single speaker. Right? Instead of saying left and right are both this, no, it might have its own crossover. I have to, no. I think they have symmetric pairs for those when you're using bass control. Ignore that. That's not what happens. But basically what they're doing is getting the smoothest transition from the main speakers to the subs. And that's pretty much it. So typically you'd have to buy something more expensive to get Dirac Live bass control. Like what has Dirac Live bass control in Denon's area, Denon's range? 3800? Does that have Dirac Live bass control? 4800? But so the RZ50 is a lot less expensive, and they didn't have bass control. That wasn't an option. But what these guys are saying is that there's an option, or that there eventually will be an option, which I think is really cool. It's basically Dirac Live bass control is basically like multi-sub optimizer, but just simplified. Like it's all done very quickly for somebody who doesn't want to go in there and mess around with multi-sub optimizer. It kind of just does that. Somebody said 3800. I'm not very good with remembering all the names or all the models. So,
did Marantz just come out with a new? Yeah, Marantz just announced or came out with a new receiver, the Cinema 30. Right? Is that new? Cinema 30? No,
I'm trying to do these overlay graphs of the two speakers because they're using different scaling, and so it's hard to do a direct comparison. It's a little bit misleading, actually.
Oh no, the Cinema 30 was out like a month ago.
That's
first look 7 months ago. Okay. Oh, that's right. It's the AV20 that they're gonna put out soon.
Boom.
Stupid Mofo said he's using a 3800 with direct live bass control.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
RZ50 is getting the update via firmware. Fantastic. Awesome, Home Theater Man.
Cool. That is so awesome. You know, I love it when products come out and they do a firmware update and they didn't have to do anything because it's actually going to be more headache, right? But they provide more value to somebody who already owns it. Like that's cool. Whatever Onkyo is doing, I'm really liking the route that they're going with that. Okay, zoom out.
Okay, Yo-Yo Ma 69 says, "What do you think about a 4.1.4 home theater setup without any center channel?" I'd say these are people that are using an ultra short throw projector, probably to like a 120-inch screen. Can't put a center channel in there. Depends on how many seats you have. If you have like just a couch, you're probably okay. If you have like 4 or 5 seats, the farther you get off that center image, the worse the dialogue could be, depending on the seat. So, what do you think, Joseph?
What do you think about a 4.1.4 home theater setup without any center channel? I think if you have some decent speakers, I think it might be okay. The main reason why you want a center channel is just so that when you move from left to right, that the center image doesn't break as easily. Yeah. Right. So whatever's supposed to be in the center will kind of stay in the center because audio is actually coming from a speaker. Versus when you're relying on phantom, then you really have to be kind of in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, like 3. I think a couch of 3, you'll be okay. But if you have 5, those people on the ends are not gonna hear shit.
Yeah. So
they're gonna hear something, but it's not that great.
That's the point of the center channel. And in addition, if we want to get super nerdy, they talk about the 2 kilohertz interoral crosstalk that happens. There's a dip that happens when you're using a phantom center because of whatever the acoustics of your head and how far apart your ears are. You get the 2 kilohertz dip that you don't get if there's an actual speaker there, and that's it.
Yep. Marv says SVS has the 17-inch. Yes, they had a live stream on earlier today. I jumped in there. I was trying to ask them. I'm like, hey, which one of your subwoofers has XLR? I need 4 of them. No, they didn't answer. Reed, question for Joe and Chana. First impression on the new KEF Q series speakers.
I don't know about
the Q950? I think I heard the Q950. Hold on a second. At Audio Advice, Technodad. Audio Advice. There we go. Blah, blah, blah. Q950. The KEF Q950. I heard a whole home theater with those. You said they're new? I don't know. I don't know about new ones, Reed, but the ones I heard were pretty dope. That was in 2023 in August. Yeah, that was the Q950. And yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Then maybe they have some new ones. I don't know. But the Q950s sounded pretty good. They were all the ear level speakers except the center channel. Yeah, let's see here on Crutchfield. 1,100 each. Yeah, they had like 7 of those guys. Damn. Ohm audio channel. Speaking of Dolby Atmos mixing, Sam Barker, that's been doing Dolby Atmos remixes of anime battles, has released Dolby Digital Plus versions of his clips for listening on home theaters. Can you drop a link, Ohm audio channel? Or if not, send me a link. I like to check it out. Technodad55. Email Chana and technodad55@gmail.com. I'm actually working on a new Atmos mix for you guys. Actually, I haven't released those other ones. I should release those.
I'm still on this Arendal thing. Does anybody have a picture of the port? Because it says that it can be sealed or ported, but I don't see any pictures of the port. Oh, they show it on the other ones. They don't show it on the towers. Okay.
The port at the bottom? Is it a slot? Is it a hole?
It's on the back and the monitor 8. So I assume it's the same thing on the towers. So here, okay. I got you guys. So here I did it so that let me just show you. Okay, so here in the photo editor, this is the 1723, and they use different scaling when they showed the 1528. But I adjusted it so that they align. So you see 20 hertz. On the old one, it started at 10 hertz. And they kind of change the scaling. But here, they align, right? So you can actually see in orange is the original 1723.
Okay.
According to their measurements, right? And this is the 1528 in blue, right? So you see this blue. Ignore this line here. Ignore that one.
Ignore that straight blue line.
Yeah, that's the 1723 sealed. So if you look at it, they look like they kind of tame the highs. Like the higher frequencies look.
It's not as bright.
Yeah, it's flatter, right? So not as bright. But I was talking about the bass extension, and it looks like it has a little bit of a lift here.
Yep.
But overall, it doesn't look like, oh my goodness, it's gonna have so much more bass, right? Especially down here, it doesn't look like they're not showing more bass, they're showing less bass. So I don't know. You guys can get mad at me. I'm just looking at the measurements, right? Maybe I'm looking at them wrong. Maybe what they're showing me here, maybe this is the sealed one, but they don't specify. Let's see, do they? It just says 1528 Tower 8. This doesn't tell me whether it's the sealed mode or ported. If it did this in sealed mode, I would be pretty impressed, but I don't think so because of the ported mode. So yeah, there you go. It looks like it has similar bass response to the 1723. So based on the measurements, I haven't heard them.
There it is. On paper. Computer Man asks again, can you adjust the treble on the Onkyo? You probably can.
Yeah.
They're in the menu somewhere. So yeah. Saul asks, tactile transducer versus near field, same effect? ?
This is a question that somebody commented on our previous one, a previous video about slim subwoofers. And I was talking about how the near field subwoofer, I had to EQ because it was getting a cancellation like right away from the seat itself. So if I measured from my ears, where my ears are, of this near field sub, there was just a big scoop out in certain frequencies. So it works for me because I'm using a multi-sub optimizer, and the frequencies that were sucked out were the higher ones that I didn't plan on using with that near field sub anyway. I only really cared about like 40 or 30 hertz and below, right? So it didn't matter in that case. But the thing that's important to note is, excuse me, a tactile transducer is not meant to produce sound. Doesn't mean it's not going to, right? When you put it on a piece of wood, you're going to hear it, boom, boom, right? But it's not meant to produce sound, whereas a near field sub, it's still a subwoofer. It's meant to produce sound. So if you have multiple subwoofers, then that one subwoofer, if it has a weird response, can affect how you hear the bass because it's audible, right?
Yep.
So that's the thing to know about using a near field sub. What I said is if you're using a tactile transducer, you may not have to EQ that because you're just going by the feel, right? I still would. But a near field sub, I think you do have to EQ because it's adding to the sound, right? So you may want to limit it so it doesn't make your sound worse. Yeah. So we have super chat.
Jim Dowell says, just because you guys rock, also just because I have a credit from Google survey. So thank you.
Thank you
for the super chat. He actually did have a question, and it's up here.
Okay.
That he's trying to rip my 4K to disc. Chana, are your videos on this still applicable? I know they're a bit older. Honestly, man, it's the same stuff. The quick and dirty version is if you're trying to rip just the file itself, and if you have Plex, rip it to MKV. Use Make MKV. It's free unless you want to donate, whatever. If you want to, I like using DVD Fab because I like having the ability to play the file on a Blu-ray player if I didn't have a Shield or whatever, or a Revolution player. So that would be M2TS. Then there's also ripping to the BDMV folder if you want the entire folder structure. You can do that on Make MKV as well, and then you can back it up as an ISO on DVD Fab, so that it would contain all the folders and the Dolby Vision and all that kind of stuff. Although some MKVs from Make MKV will have Dolby Vision as well. So yeah, it's all the same stuff. They still apply. Josh Damon says, Facetto. The hell? Facetto Inc. software company has announced something about Dolby Atmos. has announced that its audio CU system, which connects TVs and other audio devices to speakers and subwoofers using the existing power line wiring in a home, has received Dolby Atmos product certification from Dolby Laboratories. Cool. Facetto, a technology company that better connects the world.
Okay.
It says high-res Dolby Atmos sound. Okay, here it says. Let's do that, and then let's drop a link. Oh, it's just facetto.com. Drop a link if you guys want to follow along.
Over power lines.
Yeah. Sound over the power lines.
That's
audio solution.
If that
audio
works,
CU is a groundbreaking sound over the power line solution that enables consumer and enterprise level audio systems to operate without the need to run cumbersome speaker wire from an audio video receiver or AVR. I'm glad they're abbreviating that for us. Or mixer board to each speaker in any room or environment. With our pioneering proprietary technology, Audio CU replaces the AVR and mixer board and to deliver seamless, dependable, high-res digital, Dolby Digital and Dolby Atmos audio, while providing unparalleled sound effect control to as many speakers as necessary. Audio CU saves you money. Audio CU saves you time. Audio is it audio coup? Saves you frustration. Work smarter, not harder, and move your sound over the power lines with audio coup.
What?
I made a coup. Audio CU. I made a coup. Audio coup.
Yeah, for copper. All right.
Let's see. Yeah, that's an interesting. Oh, here's a demonstration. Oh, it's coming out of the TV. So the TV's sending the audio through the power cables to the speakers and sub, and I guess the height channels. Supports 2.1 to 9.1 and Dolby Atmos home theater configurations. Delivers true perfect for exhibitions and events. Yeah, I don't know about all that, but next generation multi-device. Okay, I think that's the audio cool. Audio cool. Audio cool.
Cool.
Hey, thanks, Josh. I never knew what that was about, so thank you. That's awesome. Tito, how about the new Kickstarter Sisti brand to AWOL with the new Aperion lifestyle projectors? They look real good.
Not Aperion. Is that? No, that's not the name. That's not the name, is it? Valerian. Valerian. I think he's talking about the Valerian.
Valerian?
So they're supposed to send me one of these too. Check it out.
What's that?
Supposedly. We'll see. Valerian. So this is a sister company to AWOL. AWOL Vision. Typically they're, they get good reviews. I've never reviewed any of them, but I've seen them in some of the projector shootouts and stuff like that, and they always seem to do pretty well, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So sister company, and they're doing some stuff with this. Like, I don't know how much I believe this, right? So 10,000 to normally 1,000 to 1 contrast ratio, and that's 15,000 to 1. Okay. And the idea, I think the reason they're able to do this is because they might be dimming the laser. They have something called EBL, enhanced black level.
And I thought that was like a BBL.
BBL. You got the BBL. They got the EBL and BBL.
The EBL and the BBL. How much does this cost? 30 grand?
Dang. Look at that. Hollywood status. So Max, okay, look at the prices, right? They have the Max, Pro 2, Plus 2, Plus, and they start at $1,000, $1,299, $1,899, and $1,999.
Which one are you getting? Are you getting the Pro Max or the Max?
This one is not ready yet. So do they have? It's not ready yet, right? Because this is obviously the one I wanted, right? I'm like, send me the best one.
Yeah, right.
This one is available, so they're going to send me this Pro 2, $1,899. This is less expensive than the HT4550i that I currently have, right? Let me see. How much was that? or initially HC4550i. 2,300 around there, 2,500 I think when it first came out. So this is less expensive. And if this is anywhere even close to this, so native contrast 4,000 to 1, and viewing contrast with that EBL, not BBL. With this, if this is anywhere even close to this, I'm going to be impressed, because the main thing with the more budget level projectors is the black level.
Right.
You know, we were. You don't know how much time we spent, or I spent last week on the after show with that one scene from Harry Potter where they're doing their magic thing, and like stuff is kind of like blown out if you try to view it on a projector, because it just can't handle that level of HDR. Right? It's like on the very edge of like super bright, but then there's supposed to be faces in there, and if you don't see the faces, right? You
know what's a good scene? I don't even know how much nits it is. I guess I can check on the Revolution. Oh, I can't. You have my hard drive. It's
keeping it.
You should check it out. It's A Star Is Born. Right? In any of the scenes where they're on stage, which is pretty much a lot of the movie, like even in the beginning, he's singing and there's this big spotlight that comes behind him. Right? Like check it out. Like those shots are just like, man, unlike those high HDR TVs and stuff, those real bright ones, it's just like it's pretty blinding.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Okay, so this is supposed to come in. I actually got that projector. I don't know if I talked to you guys about it, but Elite Screens, I asked them for a projector, a motorized one, because I have a motorized one in the living room, but it's for the ultra short throw, so it's that ceiling light projecting screen. And I asked them, like, hey, why don't you guys make a motorized projector screen that's not ambient light rejecting, just for a normal projector, but that is acoustic transparent, so somebody who has a TV can drop this down for movie night and then like enjoy a movie, and then during the day if you want to watch TV, roll it up, watch TV.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we have that already. Like, what? So they're gonna hook me up with that projector screen, and I'm gonna try it out. I think I'm gonna try it out with this thing, with the Valerian. And this projector screen is, I think it's a
Valerian steel sword.
Let's see. They have a more expensive version of that screen that's tab tensioned, and the difference is when it's tab tensioned, it really doesn't move when like the wind blows on it. Let's say if you have an AC vent or a fan or something like that, it really helps keep it straight. So the one that they're going to send me is the lower end model, and that's kind of what I asked for, because I want to see what one that's like $1,000 can offer. Let me see, where is it? Elite Screens Spectrum motorized. Okay, here we go.
Ohm Audio says I have a 100-inch ES Spectrum Series motorized AT screen. Love it.
Oh,
ES is Elite Screens. Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah. So he says he loves it. Okay. Let me see which one I'm going to get. I think I'm going to get a 125-inch, and it's Acoustic Pro UHD.
Is this for upstairs?
I ran out of places to put a projector screen, bro. So
no, I know. That's why I'm asking. Is this for upstairs?
In the bedroom.
In the bedroom. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm actually eyeballing the space over here to bring my keyboard from storage.
Look it. Here.
I brought my guitars.
There's the screen, 125-inch, $1,000. Like the problem with the screens, like the higher end screens, like they're in the $3,000 range. And if you think about it, like, all right, I just bought a projector that's like $1,000. What are these Valerian ones? They go up to, what is the price here? Like $1,800, $2,000, right? It feels weird to spend more on your projector screen.
Right. Like you would probably get the $3,000 or $5,000 screen when you get the $10,000 projector, right?
Yes. or even higher. You're probably going to spend even more, but you want it to match, right? So you're going to spend $19.99, $18.99 on a projector, and will you spend $1,000 on a motorized screen? Maybe that's within your budget. That kind of makes sense, you know?
Yeah, so, right. Like this JVC I was talking about is like $26K. So you're gonna want to spend a few K on your screen, right?
You're gonna buy Seymour or whatever. You're gonna buy the nice screens, right?
Oh, not an Elite. Yeah, right. You're gonna get the Seymour.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
I mean, again, it's all about the level of which you have like that. It's the levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna put HREs on a '84 Honda Corolla.
I don't know. You could,
if that even exists, But I'm gonna put HREs on a Porsche. Hell yeah,
yeah.
It's all about levels.
Mm-hmm. The Toyota Civic, maybe you can put on the Toyota Civic.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're good. I think we've answered a lot of the questions. Do we have any more starred ones? I think.
No, it was just a Tito one that we were just kind of going over the projector. Somebody asked me if I can do a projector review, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. A, I still don't have the space. B, I do have the space for that Jupiter Systems 105-inch. I have the space for that guy.
Hold up a second. I know you keep talking about that, right? But what's wrong with an acoustic transparent screen and a nice projector, right? Acoustic transparent means that you can have your speakers where they're supposed to be.
I'm going to be way too close. If that thing falls down, it's going to be way too close. In front of my speakers means it's like 1 foot away from me. You know what I mean?
Really? I've never been to your spot, so I can't tell. So how would the tweeter screen work?
Here, look. This is from here to the tweeter is 6.8 feet. So then the screen would have to be in front of that. So now it's like, let's say it's 6.5 feet. Then I'll be like doing this.
Yeah, that's rough. You could do 100. How big of a screen did you want to go with the Jupiter one?
105.
Okay, so what are you talking?
But that's 21:9. So that's like 100. That's pretty long. Like that's almost 100 inches. It's like 98. And I can pull up the
show these folks what you're talking about. First of all, I don't think they know what you're talking about with the Jupiter.
The Jupiter. Boom. This guy right here. It's an LCD screen, 21:9. Panoramic screen. Now these aren't fantastic, right? Specs, but they do have this guy, the micro LED version, where
that's okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, wrong one. Where is it? Oh, here it is. This one.
What price are we talking about for these?
Well, the first one is 10,000. See, look at this. Look how it's I don't need 16:9. This is what I need. I need one of these guys. And this is their micro LED. No, mini LED. 5K resolution, 120, $1,000,001. Look, 2,300 local dimming zones, 1,400 nits.
How much is that? The 10G one?
This is not the 10G one. This is probably more.
That looks like a giant like monitor.
Yeah, exactly. See, they do it on all these like applications of like what do you call it? Like this, like in the workspace, right?
So what technology are they using that others aren't?
This is nothing, dude. This is just an LCD screen, bro. This is nothing crazy.
Just with weird aspect ratios. Is that what it is?
Yeah, like it's almost like a CinemaScope TV. Imagine that. A CinemaScope TV. And in here, I'm not watching, okay, maybe a little bit of Love Island, but like I'm not watching something where it's like 16:9. I need a 16:9. I actually don't have space for a 16:9 if I want to go as big as this. This window here is 105 inches wide or 110 inches wide. And I would rather go with something like that. And I already measured it. it's like 2 inches or like 1.5 inches above the top of the speaker, the center channel, and it'll fit like right in front of this window, which I have like, like gray, whatever, curtain in front of it. But that would be like the perfect spot. We just have to figure out how to mount it to the wall there. But yeah, I like that. I like that. I like this whole thing. And this is their see, there it is right there. This is their least expensive. Well, they have an 81 as well, but the one I saw at CEDIA was this 105, and he said it was $10,000. So yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. And of course I would want to see this one in person.
Would you use this on a regular basis, like as your computer monitor?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's exactly what I want to do. Quantum dot mini LED, because there's a 21:9 widescreen. If I'm mixing Atmos, this is perfect for.
Do you think it's going to,
if I have clients in here
on a big? You think it'll be comfortable to read text that far away?
I mean, I'll also have this little one that's right underneath the camera. If I want to watch a movie in here, or if I'm like reviewing some other stuff, where I have to like sit there.
I think a screen that's in front of you that you could touch, that's that far away, is probably optimal for reading text. Not that you wouldn't be able to read text on a screen that's that big, but I think like from a comfort level.
Oh yeah, I might have to jack up the fucking, a little bit, but
I'm just saying, I think you're realistically going to watch when you want to watch something, and then you're going to throw it up there and then watch.
Yeah.
Reading and just, doing video editing. I don't know that you're going to use that.
Oh, no, not video editing. Definitely Atmos mixing. And I'd probably use it for that. But yeah. Okay. Oh, and then you can also put it. I saw this video that Jupiter Systems did. They have like 5 of these things, 105-inch vertical. That's on a wall. I was like, man, that guy looks tiny compared to these things. But yeah, they even have like a touch feature or whatever. But I like this thing. Like I want one of these guys. I don't want to. Quantum dot mini LED. Hell yeah.
Okay, I get it.
But that's for me. If
you have to buy it, though, this is what I'm saying, though. There's a difference between getting something and having somebody send it to you versus like, all right, which one do you want to buy? You have a limited budget, like most people have a limited budget, and you're gonna have to make a decision. And you're like, I don't need to have a screen up here all the time.
I have that little OLED that I had to buy at the show. I have that up here.
Yeah, is that portable? You have an OLED.
It's a 43-inch. It's okay.
Okay.
And it's on that tripod that I brought. So it's
there. Pretty close to you?
No, it's at the speaker, but it's not this 27-inch that I'm looking at right now is what I use.
Okay.
I just put that up there if there's somebody else in the room and they were like, they're experiencing Atmos or whatever, and I put it up there. If I'm watching a movie or something, I put it up on that bigger 43-inch. But like, dude, have like a 105, because I finally found a couch that'll fit in here that turns into a nice little bed. So like, I don't know. I might be in here watching the movie. You know what I'm saying?
The reason I think the projector is kind of cool though is just that it rolls up after you're done. Do you never look out the window?
It's just too close. Because imagine the other one would be an extra like 1.5 feet back.
Well, you don't have to. You wouldn't be able to put it behind the speakers. No. Okay. I guess
a scope screen. Yeah, a scope screen, but not a 16:9. 16:9 will cover the speakers, or they go behind the speakers. Right.
Okay.
You'll see. You're coming next week.
Yeah, I'll see you. Yeah. Let's end this and let's go hang out with the guys in the after show.
Okay. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to join us in the after show, make sure you go to crew.dailyhifi.com and join the crew, and we'll see you in the after show. And if you like to support the channel, make sure you pick up some merch. We got merch. We got hats, hoodies, baseballs, and some little tie that holds wine in it. At the go to shop. No, I'm kidding. Shop.dailyhifi.com for the Daily HiFi Crew merch. And if you do not like to watch us and want to just listen only, you can go to anchor.fm/dailyhifi. And that is all she wrote. On behalf of myself, I just saw this. No Diddy. Why not mix Atmos on the Sphere in Vegas? Oh, I might actually be going to my first thing at CES to there, and it's going to be like some melodic techno. Oh, anyway, depending on how much tickets are. On behalf of myself, Mr. Joe and Tell, Mr. Aaron, I'm not going to show up to the stream. Hardison, we will see you guys next time. Have a great night.
See ya.